Now then, Twitch, and also YouTube. Welcome back to Thaumcraft and Botania Unite. I've got to start off this episode by apologising for last week. As you may have known, I have been moving house, which means it's been very, very difficult to, get online and start playing. Getting online was the hard part. The playing was even harder. The issue was we can't get what we call Virgin Media out where we live currently. So we had to get somebody else. And these, it turns out, are not the best in the world. So it took a little bit longer than I expected to be able to get online, which was the issue of why I couldn't even get on Twitch. I don't understand why it tells me that there's an offline mode on Twitch, which basically allows you to do absolutely nothing. Makes no sense to me, but there you go. Anyways, guys, enough moaning. Enough moaning. It's time to get into the action. Because I missed last week, I'm going to do a special long bumper episode. Now, I do apologise. This will come out on Thursday, which does mean, in fact, that it does clash quite badly with the Russia and Saudi Arabia match for the opening of the World Cup. I personally will be watching that as well. I will still be here. I will be around to watch and listen with you guys, but I will have the World Cup on the other monitor as well. just so you guys know, I really want to see that match. Just the opening match, not really interested in anything else. We were here last episode, if you remember. We couldn't get this Spiritus Vis crystal that we really want, and Aurum and Cognitio we can't get either. Well, not very easily. Anyway, we've got to do a little bit of work in the cauldron over here. Now, per one of your suggestions in the last episode, brass is now craftable. I have fixed the config, and there it is, as you can see. Iron ingot with 5 instrumentum, and you get alchemical brass. In my inventory, I did have one in my inventory. I must have put it away when I was sorting my inventory out. But I do have one. I've put it away. That is now craftable. I've also added a mod. Now this is, you guys. I don't know if you guys are going to be interested or happy with the fact that I've added this mod. But there's only one way of powering this mod, and that is using Botania. So I don't think it's a bad thing. Botania's storage network is not bad at all. I don't mind it, but I would like a little bit of difference in this series. So I've added in simple storage networks, guys. This is apparently a mod that basically adds a simple storage network. There really is nothing more to it, and it runs off RF. And the only way of creating power with RF in this pack is the flower. Now, I do believe that flower still exists. Let me just take a quick look in there it is, the Lexica Botania, and see if there is an RF creating flower. I'm not entirely sure if there is. Functional flora? Is that the one? I wouldn't even know what it's called. Even if I saw this, guys, I still wouldn't know what it was called. So I'll have to have a look into that. Okay, it's not a flower, it's a block. The mana flux field from Botania is a blocks of redstone with living rock and a mana steel ingot. Now that's actually quite cheap. It's cheaper than I thought it was going to be. So I think what we're going to do later on in this episode, it's not going to be right now because I'm still going to do some Thaumcraft for you guys, but later on we will take a look at that. I also want to get into cooking for blockheads as well very, very soon. In fact, that might be something that I would want to do because I do like cooking for blockheads. I do like cooking for blockheads. And food, although not an issue really with steak, I would like to create some more different bits and bobs when it comes to using our food. So cooking for blockheads is going to be something that we will definitely be using soon. Anyways, let's get back on with some Thaumcraft. Let's finish that thing that we've got down there. We're going to get a Spiritus Vis crystal. I'll show you how to do this, guys. Very, very simple. But we need a quartz sliver. This is something that I haven't actually used before in the past. So you basically put that there and you get 9 quartz slivers. Now it does require 2 of the Spiritus sort of thing there. And you can get that in soul sand. 3 soul sand. It also comes with 3 terra and 1 of the vinculum, I think it's called. Or vinculus or something like that. I can't remember actually. So we're going to shove that in there, and hopefully it will give us one of them, but it will also give us a Spiritus. Now the good thing is I haven't got a thermometer on here, so I can't actually show you this, guys. In here, if we look at soul sand, I think we can look directly from here. Yes, we can. No, we can't. Soul, sand. There it is. 3, 3, and 1. So using these, I've actually managed to bring that down to 1, 1, and 1. Those are the sort of like waste products that will go flying into the atmosphere, guys. So we've got to be very, very careful what we do with this. But now we have the Spiritus Crystal. We also have a Terra one, that one, which is not too bad. And if I remember where I put them, there it is. Right, I can put that one there. I also needed an air, didn't I? So we've got those two now. We should be able to finish this research. So an air and a Spiritus means we can do that. It's used both of our crystals there, as you can see. We've got a census one. Where did that come from? I'm not entirely sure where that one came from, guys. But anyways, we've got one thing left. Reject alchemy findings, or we can go more into alienness. Oh no, I don't think I can get that, guys. You should study what happens when Vitium essentially reacts with alienness. So Vitium and alienness. Now the only thing that alienness comes from, I do believe... Oh, did we get that as a reward or something? I'm not entirely sure what we got that for. I'm pretty sure I did not have that in the past. Alienness, guys, comes from ender pearls. And unfortunately, I think that's that one that you can see there. Unfortunately, I don't have one. And that is the issue that we're having here. I'm surprised that... Oh no, I'm not surprised actually. Never mind. I completely take that back. I really don't think there's anything else that adds alienness off the top of my head, other than ender pearls. And I've got one, but I really did not want to use that. And the other one, of course, was it Vitium? As you can see there, look. Taint, change, and mutation. So change... I'm trying to remember what I can get Vitium from. I'm gonna have to look this up, guys. Alright guys, we've run into a little bit of a problem when it comes to Vitium, which is this thing right here. Now I can get alienness from the ender pearl we've just got. In fact, I can get quite a few aliennesses from that. Aliennesses? I can get quite a few from there. However, we need Vitium, and Vitium comes from taint biomes. You can get it from different sort of taints. I don't know if that's a biome or not. I've looked on my map. I see no taint biome anywhere. I'm pretty sure it can be, but again, I'm not entirely sure. The other thing is mycelium, but to get from mycelium, I of course need a silk touch shovel to be able to do that. I don't have the ability to get a silk touch shovel at this moment in time. I've nowhere near doing any sort of enchanting, guys. I could try for it, however, I think it's quite pointless at the moment to really try to get that. So I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to reject the alchemy findings, which is annoying because we're on 40% here and I've pretty much rejected fundamentals and automancy to be able to get here, but we are going to go ahead and do that. Really annoying. And measure, gain 15 infusion progress and 1 bonus. So basically that is it. I've got 15% of arcane infusion. We can complete that theory. I'm not entirely happy about that, guys. Let me say, I've done all that work and I've only got that amount from it. We don't seem to be in a sort of position to be able to get anywhere decent yet with Thaumcraft until we find a little bit more out in the world. What I wanted to try to get to, guys, is... Oh, this is interesting. I don't think I saw all this last time. I got that, didn't I? Missing required, basic oromancy. Did I get some from that? I can't remember if I did or not. I need a blank lesser focus. I'm pretty sure I definitely had alchemy, guys, because I've done that one now, as you can see, 2 of 5. I need to make thaumium now and 1 theory of alchemy, which I don't currently have. But I was trying to get that so we can get into this Essentia smelting stuff, but I think I'm trying to rush it too much. I think I'm going to try... Arcane Infusion would be really nice, actually. That would be really, really nice. I also need a theory for it. Stone, feather, and 10 air files of Essentia, which I don't happen to have at this moment in time, and I can't until I've got alchemy, so I can start smelting that down and get it into actual liquid form-ish, sort of. So I don't think I can get anywhere at the moment with that. It's going to create some more framework to be placed down before I can start with that. I'm here at the lava, guys, because I want some obsidian, of course. I'm getting obsidian. I just realised I've come all this way and I've not got my diamond pick. I will sort that out in a second. However, the reason why I want this will become very apparent very, very soon. This is something I should have already started by now, but unfortunately it's just slipped by the wayside in all of the other mods that I've been dealing with at the moment. So, guys, I will get my diamond, I will get some obsidian, and I will be back. Alright guys, I should have everything I need to be able to start this thing off. I'm going to need a little bit of an area for this actually. This is something I've never done on my channel before. Well, I have actually, but it was way back in 1.4.7. We need obsidian, we need glowstone, and we need nether quartz. Well, we need more likely, should I say, we need nether quartz bricks, these blocks of quartz. And how we do this is we put a glowstone down, we put the nether quartz in the middle like so, we put the obsidian around the outsides like that, and then we go and grab ourselves. Do you guys know what I'm doing yet? Do you guys know what I'm doing yet? I'm going to go and grab myself a diamond. I know I've got one kicking around, which is awesome. This does actually use the diamond as far as I'm aware, but we right click the center. And would you look at that, guys, we've got an unbound soul shard. I think it's time we got into some soul shards the old ways. I do love this mod, guys. I really, really do love this mod. I'm going to need some redstone. I'm also going to need some lapis, if I can find some. I've got some somewhere. There we go. And how we do this is we create 16 of these. With that, I do believe... Oh, it's not 16 of them, it's 8 of each. But we get this corrupted essence, which is absolutely ledge. And then we go in and grab ourselves some soul sand. There it is. And here we need some sort of fuel. These 7 oak fence gates look very good to me. And we need 8 of that. Now, the fence gates should be enough, yeah, I do believe, to actually smelt all 8 of these up. All of them are now smelted up. 8 vile dust, along with 8 corrupted essence and 2 iron ingots to get something that we need. At the moment, this is unbound. Oh, it's night time. Let's go to sleep really quickly. At the moment, that stone is unbound. That means there's nothing in it, quite obviously. So we are working on the fact that there's nothing in it, and we want to put something in that stone. And there's a reason. There is a reason for this. There we go. 2 corrupted ingots. Now, if we take a look at soul shards, guys, we need the vile sword. And when we kill a mob with this, it will look into your inventory and see any unbound soul shard, and it will see the things there, kills and tier. That becomes a bit more apparent later on. At the moment, there is no kills and there are no tiers to this. The vile sword, then we just need a stick, which I just so happen to have quite a few of. And I stick that there, and then we put that there as well. So what basically this mod is all about, if we can create these soul shard cages, these soul cages, and we can place these soul shards inside these, and the soul cages act like spawners. It's really, really good, guys. I absolutely love this mod. It's fantastic. Now, what I really, really want is the ability to have bones, skeletons, for instance. But they're not very easy to come by, and I'm going to have to stay awake during the night. I'm going to give an example of what this mod can do. See these cows here? They create leather for me, which is actually pretty good. I need books at some stage, and I will need quite a few books. So, I think it's about time we used this vile sword here to put a cow soul in our unbound soul shard. So, let's kill that. There we go. Bound to cow. We've got 2 kills of a cow. Now, that is really strange to me. I've only killed 1. But you can see it's a tier 0. To get to a tier 1, you need 64 kills with the vile sword to put it into the soul shard. Now, of course, I'm going to keep breeding these. It will also mean that I don't need to keep these as farms. Same with the wool. The wool will be very nice. Now, interestingly enough, with the wool later on, I've got an idea with how to make a Botania manor farm. It's going to be great, guys. I've got an idea. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm probably going to over-engineer it, as I do everything, but yeah, never mind. never mind. We do need to keep these fed and watered, and so that they keep loving each other and making more babies. So let's make sure that we keep doing that. Same with the sheep. Come here, sheep. We will need you to be making more babs. More babbies. Lovely jubbly. Okay, so that is that little bit done. I think what we are going to do, guys, is we're going to pop back into the Thaumanomicon right here, and we're going to start on Oromancy. Now, this will, of course, get you these lesser focuses, foci. That is the proper way of saying it. I do have the Infinity Gauntlet now, so I can start using this sort of stuff. I have the Casting Glove, but now I need to craft the foci. The old scrolls aren't very clear on how to go about this, so I'll need to find my own way. I have played with the idea of assembling a focus from crystals and then using these to bind them together. My initial experience have been failures. Explosive failures. I think the answer I seek lies with an alchemical process. Using an Ordo crystal as a core, I might be able to leverage its ordered structure to grow a focus around it. While this is happening, it should absorb Praecantatio and Aurum Essentia. The result should hopefully be a crystal focus able to absorb and manipulate Vis. Now, very interesting. Vis Resonate we've already done, Caster's Gauntlet, but a blank lesser focus is something that's next. And we do this by getting a Vis crystal and shoving it in with 5 Aurum, 10 Praecantatio and 20 Vitreous. Now that shouldn't be too hard to get. Aurum, on the other hand, I'm not quite sure about. Okay, it's not actually that difficult to be able to do this. First and foremost though, I do need to use 1 Salis Mundus on the crafting table right there. And there's a reason for this, and that is because Salis Mundus itself does not actually contain Aurum, but the Arcane Workbench does contain Aurum. Look at that, 5 Aurum. It actually creates quite a lot of stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the slivers that I've got, just to be able to get what I need back out. So I've got 7 slivers, so I can get a nice collection of stuff that I'm not actually going to need. Okay, let's take this out. So I need 10 of the Praecantatio, which is from that, 20 of the Vitreous, which I get from that, and of course the 5 from the workbench. So what we're going to do is we are carefully going to do this way around. Okay. That, and oh, I've forgotten the actual thing, haven't I? What was it? An Ordo crystal. I don't even have any Ordo. I can't believe I just wasted that. I don't think I have any Ordo. Yes. Oh, I do. It's there. Let's see if I can get this really quickly. I think I might have lost a bit. God damn it. I lost a bit before I could have a chance to actually do it. I'm going to have to retry this whole thing, guys. Alright, let's try this again. 1, 2. That in there. And the Ordo. Okay, so we've got the blank lesser focus. Let's just try to pick up some spare stuff that we do manage to get from this. I think Fabrico is actually coming from the thing, from the Nether Quartz there. So we've got 5 Potentia, we've got 2 more Praecantatio, and Fabrico we've got 10 of, which is not bad actually. It's not bad. So we're going to put that with the rest. I'm actually going to... what I'm going to do, guys, and I've just thought of this on the fly, I do apologise, is we're going to grab this sort of stuff here because we're getting it all mixed up in here and it's really, really annoying. So let's grab that as well. And we're going to make a chest entirely just for crystals. We're going to put them next to here as well because we're going to use them quite a lot for our... research and stuff like that, which is pretty awesome. The blank lesser focus then, as you can see, that's what it holds, which is not bad. You guys have been telling me as well, I think Buckwheat, or was it Glitch Reaper? I don't know which one it was who told me now, I do apologise. But I do need to make another Thaumcraft, one of the thermometers. I do need to make another one of them. Really annoying. I don't like why that did that, but there you go. So we've got that anyway now, and that is what we were after. So let's click that, and you can see we've completed it. So we'll complete that, and we move on. The Focal Manipulator, examine fire very closely, which is not too bad, because we had fire. I think, didn't I do that already? I obviously didn't. It seems like we need to make ourselves yet another thermometer. Unfortunately for us, I do believe I've run out of gold. Oh no, I have some. So let's have a look at the thermometer. 4 gold and 1 glass pane with 1 of each type of that. Oh, look at that, guys, as if it was actually ready and waiting for me. So I need 1 of the 4 different types. So Terra, Preditio, Aqua, Air, Ordo, and Ignis, I think. All the rest are like secondary ones. So I think I need 1 of each. Whoops. 1 of each type of these as well. Okay, that shouldn't be too bad. I need Aqua. Oh, it's there. So 1 of each of these, and now we've got our thermometer back once again. Okay, so I need to study fire very closely. It seems as if I need to make some more fire and study it very closely, would you believe, guys? So where is the flint and steel? This is the question that needs to be answered, guys. There it is. I'm not going to make a mess, guys. I am going to do it in the middle of the grass. However, I'm not going to make a mess. Nothing new can be learned from this? Seriously? Examine fire very closely. I don't entirely know what that means, guys. Okay, well, it's not actually what I thought it was. I've got to set myself on fire. Oh, it didn't actually kill us. That's pretty good, that. I like that. The first time that happened, it doesn't actually kill us. That's good. So I've done that. The focal manipulator. Man, I need some more gold. And it's going to need 100 Vs. I've got that anyway, but I need a Vs resonator, I need some iron plates, arcane stone slabs, Vs resonator. I just need a load of stuff I haven't got at the moment, guys. I need a load of stuff I haven't got. It's about time I went mining, actually. It really is, guys. I am running very, very low on gold. I've got no gold left. I'm running very low on iron as well, actually. That's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. I don't think I've got any ores either kicking around. I don't think. No, I haven't. I do happen to have 2 iron plates, though, so I'm quite happy about that. What is it? What's the thing that I need again? Focal manipulator. Let me get it up here. Focal manipulator. So, yeah, 2 iron plates is good. Arcane stone, I need some of that, which isn't too hard. Chiseled stone with stone slabs, that's not hard either. It's basically just 2 gold ingots that I need for this. 2 gold ingots, a Terra and an Aqua Crystal. I've got them, so that's not an issue. The Vs resonator as well. I need another iron plate. That shouldn't be too hard to craft either. And some nether quartz with air and aqua, which I've got both of them as well. So I just need to go mining a little while. I'm going to do that, guys, and then I'll be back. Alright, guys, let's finish this build. I've managed to find some more gold. I haven't gone mining very much because I had an idea. When I was out mining, guys, I actually had an idea for a manor farm. Again, it's nighttime. It always seems to be nighttime here. Now, don't worry, guys. Like I said, this is going to be an extra long episode for you guys. So at least you get to see quite a lot in this one. So, 1, 2, 3. Let's make some more iron plates because I do believe that we need 3 of them anyway. We need 2 gold. Now, arcane stone. That was one thing that did come up that I haven't quite looked at yet. It's just any Vs crystal with stone around it. I don't know. Can you use cobblestone? Oh, of course, my Vs crystals are out here. What one have I got the most of? Fabrico. Can we use cobblestone? Suppose this is... No. I think it has to be smooth stone. Not a problem. It is not a problem whatsoever. I do need to make something smooth stone, actually. So let's grab some charcoal and let's start making some smooth stone. I don't believe I have any kicking around at this moment in time. I've got some andesite, but not any smooth stone. Some light grey wool. That looks kind of like smooth stone. Oh, no, I've got some. Look. I do have some. That's pretty awesome. So we can do that, and we can make some arcane stone like that. So if we look at it then, we need a focal manipulator, and that is arcane stone slabs, which we've now got. Some arcane stone, but we need some actual stone slabs, along with, I think we can just do normal stone there. Oh, look at that, guys. And I think that's it. Oh, and we need the Vis Resonator as well, which is a Nether Quartz, which I do have. And a iron plate, which I've definitely got that anyway. And I think, can we make the... does it have to be in here? It was Nether Quartz and an iron plate, wasn't it? Nether Quartz, iron plate, oh yeah. Aqua and an air. So aqua and air. Iron plate with a Nether Quartz. And that is a Vis Resonator. That's fantastic. This actually requires 100 Vis, so I don't actually have that at the minute. I'm going to have to let it regenerate. Terra and Aqua. Terra and Aqua. Lovely. Oh, there we go. It has actually... Can we move items? Oh, we can. How awesome is that? And there we go. The focal manipulator is something that we needed with our stuff. So let's get our book back out and go into here. So we can complete this, guys. That's absolutely fantastic. And basic auramancy research completed. I have everything I need. All I need to do is craft my first focus. By arranging specially prepared Vis crystals around the blank focus, I can set up patterns that will determine what function the focus will perform. For now, I only know the patterns for root, touch, and fire. The root node represents me, the caster. In the focal manipulator interface, it is shown as an eye icon. The empty node below is marked with a target and a trajectory icon. Mediums, like touch, require trajectories to determine what they affect. The root node provides a trajectory that matches where the caster is looking, so by linking touch to it, I will be able to touch anything I am looking at. Mediums almost always provide a target, in this case whatever has been touched. And some can also provide a trajectory. In this case, I will require a target, so I'll be able to link the fire effect. By linking root, touch, and fire in this way, I'll be able to create a focus that applies fire effect to whatever I touch. I could, in theory, link fire directly to root, but since root provides the caster as a target, that means I will simply set myself on fire. I can that'd be awesome. I can fine-tune exactly what the fire effect does by tweaking its damage and burn duration in the bottom right of the interface. Many patterns will allow me to fine-tune them in this way. So this is interesting. Reading this, guys, it's sort of like Psy. You know, the Psy mod that was created by Vazkit. It's sort of like that. So if I've got the blank... Oh, did it use my... Oh no, I put it away, didn't I? Put it away, guys. See it, look. Blank lesser focus. There's nothing in here. So let's give it a try. Let's put the blank lesser focus in there. So touch allows you to affect things you can touch roughly 4 blocks from the point of origin, complexity 2, and hurls flame at your target and sets it a light. So we can touch. Well, how do we do this then? I'm clicking away and it's nothing. Experience cost, V's cost, total complexity, start crafting. I don't want to start crafting. What did it say to do? Elemental effects. Focus medium projectile. You have not yet begun this research. So root. By arranging specially prepared Vis crystals around the blank focus. The root node represents me, the caster. Well, there is no root there, is there? Blank lesser focus. Oh, okay. So, touch. So, look at me. Touch. Fire. Set fire to what I'm touching. That's basically what it's telling me to do. So there's burn duration, and this is interesting. So you can see the Vis cost is actually going up quite considerably there. Vis per cast 0.8. I take it takes from the aura. I've got to be very careful here because if it does take from the aura, this is going to be difficult. So that's the burn duration there. Right, I see what it means. I'm not going to create this because I don't want this. So I'm not going to create it. But I'm going to leave my blank lesser focus in there at the moment. Now, I've been thinking, when I was mining, guys, I have been thinking about this. Now, this isn't the best setup, and it certainly isn't creating me a lot of wood. Now the issue is, the reason why I wanted wood, guys, was because I wanted to change this into charcoal for my ender flames over there. The only problem is that my ender flames are currently not running. I'm creating 0 mana, and I want to create some mana, guys. So I had a thought. Now I don't know if this is actually going to work for me, but the Gomerillis eats things and creates mana. So it eats food. I need a Rune of Summer and a Rune of Fire. Now the Rune of Fire is pretty easy to craft. The Rune of Summer, on the other hand, does require 2 other manas to be able to 2 of the runes to be able to do so. It doesn't look that hard to craft the Gomerillis actually, and it is a generating flower. So let me get the stuff to be able to get that. Now to make the Gomerillis, I will need a Summer rune, which is made with earth, air, 2 sand, slime ball, and a melon. And I just so happen to have all this stuff. So bang. Bang. 2 sand, air, earth. And then we are going. Apparently it's saying, no, I can't do that. It's probably because the amount of mana I've got at the moment. Now that is annoying, I can tell you that much. But what can we do about it? There is... Have I got no wood anywhere? Oh no, I do have some wood anywhere. So that's okay. Let's start making some charcoal, shall we? And start feeding up our thing. And this is the reason why I'm looking at doing the Gomerillis, because this is such an easy way of making power. It will be passive, you know, and I will need quite a lot of this to be able to make at least a decent sort of source of power. Oh no, I do have enough mana. It's saying I can't do it because it's not actually finished yet. I know how to do this game, guys. I promise you I do. So that's becoming very, very close now. You see the little timer. Bang. Done. Beautiful. And I keep my runes as well, which is great. I like the sound of that. So now I need a Rune of Fire. And I've got the other bits in my inventory, actually, come to think of it. So let me get my Rune of Fire. I know I've got one, because I saw it when I was putting these away. There we go. Rune of Fire. And where's my Summer Rune? There it is. And I think I've got all the rest of the stuff to be able to do this. Let me just double check. So we've got Rune of Summer, Rune of Fire, 2 of the light greys, 2 of yellows, and 1 red in the wonderful Petal Apothecary, which is actually full of water, that's never happened before. I've got to do it this way, because otherwise it doesn't actually throw them in. So there we go. And that will get us 1 Gomerillis. What am I going to use with the Gomerillis? Well, this is one of the things that I will need to refine as we're going forwards. But I do want to tell you guys, I do have some carrots. There we go. I do have some carrots floating around from the village that I've been to. And I do believe, I'm just going to put it here. It's not staying here, guys, don't worry. But this is going to get bound, of course, to here. No? I need a mana spreader, don't I? Let's put it next to this thing. So as you can see, it's already bound. If I chuck this down, it just ate the carrot, guys. Did you see that? It's only a little bit. Now, I've got to be very, very, very careful with this, and I've got to figure out exactly how I want this. So it might take a little while for me to figure out how to get this properly. But this is a constant source of mana, and something that will grow quite fast. If I get, for example, the Agri Carnation makes things grow quicker. And if I had got this into the mix as well and started putting this in here, then things actually could end up being a very good mana farm and something that would just give us unlimited mana. It might not be a lot of mana. I might need a big farm to be able to do it. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do it yet, but we'll see. Alright guys, I am back. I have a plan. I've been into a creative world. I've messed around a little bit. It's sort of, it's based off something I found online, but I've kind of edited it quite a lot actually, just so that it can fit the way that I want to fit it. I might as well have just sat there and done it myself, honestly guys. So I've got a few things that I need. I've started getting a few things. So the Gomerillis, of course, I'm going to need that. I've got some carrots. I've got a Drum of the Wild. I've got a Pulse Mana Spreader, a Mana Spreader, and a Mana Pool. I'm just about to start making the next thing, which is... It is the Agri Carnation. And I need 3 of these. I also need 3 dispensers. 1, 2, 3. I need a couple of redstone torches. A minecart. That we will make into a minecart with chest. That'll do quite nicely. We need 1 detector rail, but this comes in groups of 6s, so that'll have to do. We also need normal rail, of course. We need some powered rail, 2, but it comes in 6s, never mind. I need 4 hoppers. I also need 1 hopper hock. And the thing that I actually needed help with online, the Redstone Comparator. I've hardly used the Redstone Comparator. It's not something that's really been, you know, very well used. I don't think I've ever used it in one of my builds, to be quite honest. So this is all of the stuff that we're going to be needing just for a small farm. Now, I'm kind of giving it away what I'm going to be building here, but I am going to need quite a bit of space, so I'm probably going to go out into the wilderness. Well, not out into the wilderness, but out further than I would usually go. Come on, let's go to sleep now. I do want some living wood, and I do want to make what's called a Horn of the Wild. This will make things a hell of a lot easier for me. Now, the pasture seed is just grass. Right, okay. I'm going to need my shears back as well. So let's go to sleep really quickly, get a piece of grass, get that done. But the main aim for this, guys, is to get a steady supply of mana. And this will definitely give me that. There is no doubt about it, guys. This will definitely give me a steady supply of mana, which I'm really, really looking forward to. The only thing is... oops, I need to get rid of this. The only thing is that this is not fully automated as of the moment, but it will be. It will be coming up in the future, but I'm just waiting to get the little bits and bobs that I actually do need to make it so. To make it fully automated. This Horn of the Wild is really, really useful. Be careful not to do it near your Botania flowers, because I'm pretty sure it does actually mess them up. So if I just stay out here, look at that, guys. That is awesome, isn't it? That's really, really useful. And it does it on the move if you wanted to walk with it, which is pretty awesome. I do want to do it probably. It's going to be a build, isn't it? So I don't want it too far away. I don't want it too far away because I need the mana to get back into the centralised part there. It's a generating, so I probably want to do it on this side, don't I? Along with the rest. My hydrangeas, by the way, guys, are all gone. They're dead. Now that's the one thing with these. They do die off, so you've got to be careful with that. In fact, I probably could cover this entire thing up and have it over here. That's not a bad idea. Alright guys, well, it's time to start building it. We're going to put a water block right there, and that will become very apparent soon. I also need... oh, I need a tool that I haven't actually got. This is the entire reason why I needed that water block right there. I don't have the tool, guys. This is terrible news. Right, we've got the tool now. The stone hoe. Now I'm actually going to grab... whoa, lag. I've been getting that recently in this. I have actually done this over the period of 2 days, and I've been getting that lag spike just today for some strange reason. I've only been getting that today. So, anyways, carrots, that's the one. Let's get some carrots, drag them over here. So it'll be here, and the carrots, they're going to be planted along the backside right there. Of course, this water will keep them hydrated. I don't know if you need the water there sometimes. Yeah, you probably do actually need that water there, because if they do get harvested and then one doesn't get replanted in time before it you know before it becomes back to normal dirt, then that is a problem. We're going to put our agri-carnations. We're going to put them all along the front of here, but I'm not going to do that just yet because it needs a mana pool to actually bind itself to. So let's put the mana pool down, which is going to be right there, and we're going to get the agri-carnations. Now, if we take a look. With our Wander the Forest, they should be bound to that mana pool, which they are, which is fantastic. That's actually really good. In fact, I probably don't want to put them down just yet, come to think of it. I probably don't. We're going to have dispensers, and they're going to be the ones predominantly making sure that the carrots are being put into the spaces. Now this is modular. This can actually be expanded upon, but I've just gone with a little one at the moment because that's really all I've got the resources for, and this will kickstart everything off, which is really nice. So along the backside, of course, we need some way of making sure our carrots go into the dispensers, which is as follows. The next thing is to make sure that there's some way of getting carrots into these hoppers, but what's not going to happen, guys, is these are not actually going to be put all in one hopper and then the next one and then the next one. There is a way of sort of dispersing it within vanilla Minecraft that you can actually do, and this is the bit that I had to have a look into because I wasn't that entirely sure how this works. So looking at this, guys, we've got to get rails. This is the only way that I can see of doing this. Now I'm probably going to run out of space here, so let's create just a little bit more. Lovely jubbly. Now from here, probably going to want another one. Yeah, we're going to put a powered rail here, and we're also then going to grab a little bit more dirt or cobble. Cobble would also work. The reason why is because there is a little known fact, guys, that if you've got a solid block next to one of these powered rails, it will force the minecart off in the other direction. That's exactly what we want to do. So there's that. From here, we're going to want a hopper just on top of the powered rail. And of course, that's where the minecart with the chest comes into it, because that's where all of these stuff is going to be dragged into it. Oh, I didn't realise that did that. Put you back in there. We're not quite ready for you just yet. Now from here, we will need a bit of dirt. I think that will do. I think so. And then on the front here, we're going to want our hopper Hock, which is going to pick up any loose items that are kicking around. Hopefully that's not in the way of that over there. I don't think it is. That's going to pick up any loose items that's kicking around, i.e. Carrots in this case, and then put them into the hopper right there. From here, now this is where things get a little bit interesting. On the back side of the hopper here, we want to put our Redstone Comparator, and this will check if there's anything inside the hopper, and if there is, it will give out a redstone signal. And then when it empties, I think it cuts that redstone signal off, and then it will set this thing off here. I will get to that in just a second. I do believe, now I could be completely wrong about this, guys, and I do apologise if I am, but I think I set it up like this. So I've got something that looks, oh no, I probably want to put that there, don't I? Like that. Now the issue is it's not going to run into there. Let me have a look. I could do this with redstone paste. This is what I did in my test world. Oh, hold up a second. For some reason that allowed that to get that. Oh well, if it works, it works. It's getting night time again. There is one small thing I forgot. The hovering hourglass from Botania as well. We need another one of those. And I do believe that... oh, have I not got any left? I think I've used it all, guys. God damn it. We can make red sand, though, I'm sure. That'll do. Terracotta in a mana pool will make red sand. Terracotta, of course, is the clay block. And I know I've got some clay. No, I have. Which is awesome. Right, and then put that... That was where I made some glass earlier on. I'll just use this. And that should be fine. So while that's cooking up, let's finish off this build. I do apologise, guys. I've woken up this morning with an absolutely streaming nose. And if you can hear me sniffling, I do apologise. But we're going to drag this on just a little bit. And there's a reason why we're going to drag that on just a little bit, guys. And if I get my little picture here, I've took a photo of the build that I've done in creative mode, so I remember exactly what I'm doing. In fact, I'm probably going to want to extend it on just a little bit longer. We're going to put a... Did I not make one? Yes, I did. The detector rails. So the detector rail is going to go right there. We're going to grab that. We're going to get some redstone. Oh, the issue is it's going to do... Oh no, it's connected, so that's okay. And every time a cart comes over there, it will of course do the pulse and then spit out some carrots, which will either get planted or they will get picked up by the hopper Hock, put into there and then back into the chest again. This will look, for those of you guys who have watched, I can't remember his name now, but it will look very familiar, and it will look very similar. But I've condensed this right down and made a small version of this. So here we go. And then we want another one, and we want a powered rail. The reason why we do this, of course, we don't put that right next to it, because otherwise the powered rail would be constantly supplied with power from that. So what we want to do with this powered rail, guys, is very simple. We want our hovering hourglass with a bit of redstone on there. And what will happen is the minecart will come across here, and if there's no power given to this, it will just stop. And this is a good way of timing this, because you don't want to constantly have it going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, because we'll end up with carrots all over the place, and it's just not efficient to be able to do it that way. So this is something that I've, of course, added myself, being the amazing person that I am. No, I'm joking, guys. This is one thing that I've actually added myself. Of course, don't forget to put that solid block there so it pings off the other direction if you are going to follow this sort of thing. So the next thing is, of course, the Drum of the Wild. Now, we're going to pop this above, just above this here, and I've got to be really careful, actually. Let me just... I'm hoping it's not going to uproot them. I don't think it's anywhere near, but we should be okay. So I need a way of getting the mana to this and back into this. So we've got ourselves the Pulse Mana Spreader, which of course is going to be placed right there. And we're going to grab our wand and bind that to that. The Mana Spreader is going to be placed right next to it, and that is going to be bound like so. Okay, so now you can see how this works. When this gets a pulse, or when this gets a redstone pulse, should I say, it will set off and hit this, which will then mine these up. Now we've really got to be careful with this one, because this will require the timer. Luckily for me, I've got one over here, and it will be running off this same timer, guys. I think we might need a bit more than red sand in this case. This might be a little bit too far away as well. Come to think of it, it probably is. What's redstone paste? I think we might have to make some, guys. I don't think redstone paste requires the repeater either, so that's pretty awesome. This is one of the main reasons why I like this mod. It's a slime ball. Luckily for me, guys, I do have the ability to make slimes. Now, I should have some cactus. There we go. Just going to get 3 cactus. I think, how many do I get? 4 per craft. I think that should be okay. Oh, I've run out of mana. This is not okay. One might do it. One set. Because what I can do... it uses 2. You notice these little things that are green? If you press shift, it will actually go straight the way across. This is pretty awesome. Okay, I want to put that there then. Does this connect straight to it? It should. And that should allow me... It's 15 spaces in it before a full pulse goes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I would have been able to reach it with just that, but never mind. That will then run off that. The reason why I was asking for soul sand, guys, is because soul sand, I might have to go in and get some, because soul sand actually has a timer of 4 minutes. So I'm going to go get some. Alright guys, I am now back. We've got some glowstone, some soul sand. We're going to shove that into there. And the timer has actually started running. Oh my goodness, I never meant to do that. So we're going to go ahead and put that right here. As you can see, that actually set everything off. Oh, some redstone. Did not see that. It stopped right there at the moment. The only issue that I've been having, guys, and maybe you might be able to help me with this, is the fact that powered rail right there, it sometimes is not stayed active long enough for this to actually leave the powered rail. Sometimes it stops halfway across it. So we'll keep an eye on that. Anyway, it's night time. Let's go to sleep. Let's go to sleep really quickly. There we go. Now, I've used one piece of soul sand, but if I want to extend this, obviously, to 8 minutes, I think it's 4 minutes. I'm sure it's 4 minutes. Oh, here we go, guys. We've got some bogers. We've got some bogers on our 6, guys. They're not hard enough. They're not hard enough. It's okay. Now, interestingly enough, when it went over that detector plate... Oh, that's something I could do. Yes. Actually, that's probably a good idea by myself. Okay, we're going to drag this because I don't think that was connecting anyway because I messed it up. Lovely jubbly. I grabbed some mushrooms when I was in the Nether as well. I saw them just like chilling out down there, which was awesome. I think that's got to go directly into it, so we're going to have to wiggle this around a little bit like that. And that should... now, in theory, once it's got some mana in there, pile it into there. Okay, now I'm not going to put the Gomeryllis down over here because the issue is, now the Gomeryllis, I think it has like a 3x3 area around it, so if I put this down here, it would eat from here. I'm not sure if it would eat from here or not. I'm pretty sure, well, let's test this out, guys. Got carrots. Right. Doesn't eat that far away, so I think it's got like a 3x3 area around it, which is decent actually. Good. I'll remember that for the future. So the Gomeryllis will be feeding this system with mana eventually. Once I've got that far, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it right here. No carrots are going to get spit out this far, I should think. So I'm going to do that. And then we're going to bind it with that. Oh, we can't. Luckily for me, I did have that spare thing from the hydrangeas from earlier on, which is right here. Lovely jubbly. So maybe we want to put it over here. Like that. And then let's get the Gomeryllis just planted right next to it, I think. Just feed it a load of this. Lovely jubbly. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to put a load of the carrots inside here. As you can see, the comparator turned on there, which turns this entire system off. So you can see it will stop there whilst the carrots are getting piled into the minecart with the chest. Once they've all gone, it will pile across here. It will set off the detector rail, which will in turn dispense new things and also break those new things. Actually, that might not be a good idea. That might not be the best idea I've had, guys. I know it's crazy. It might not be the best idea. Well, this is testing at its finest, guys. I think what we can do, in fact, is put another dirt block here and have another piece of redstone just go out the back side of it. I'm going to take them apart, just so we've got a decent strength going in here. Oh, didn't realise it did that. There we go. I'm hoping that is going to work. So now we've got a little bit... Oh, have we not got any mana in here? We've got some in there. But we've got nothing in there. Oh, it's because of this, I think. Can it eat rotten flesh? Oh, it can, guys. How awesome is that? Yeah, it's filling this up at the moment, which is now full. Then it'll fill itself up, which it is, and then it'll fill the mana pool up. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, guys. That's pretty good. So, of course, we can make this faster by growing them faster with agri-carnations. I'm not at a point of doing that yet because I've got no automated way of getting the carrots over here to put it in here. So what I'm going to have to do is just leave this for the moment, let this grow, create some carrots, and then do it that way. How are we going with this here? Maybe soul sand's more than 4 minutes because that looks like a hell of a wait. Let me just have a quick look, guys, whilst I'm online, whilst I'm in the middle of the episode, of course, to you guys. I'm just going to have a quick look at when this is. Actually, my internet's loading up, so... Not loading up, so I'll be back in a sec. Alright, I'm an idiot. I'm pretty sure I put a full stack in there, haven't I? Oh no, I put 2. Oh. Well, according to this, guys, it says that soul sand is 1 minute per soul sand, emitting a 4-tick long redstone signal. The time between pulses depends on the block used and the amount inserted. 1 minute per soul sand. Well, that was a hell of a lot more longer than 2 minutes, wasn't it, guys? Pretty sure that was a hell of a lot longer than 2 minutes. No, it seems to be going up further now. Maybe I messed it up, guys. Maybe it was actually the 64 that I put in there. But that's 2 minutes. 3, 4 minutes we want. What do we want? Should we go for 5? I'll go for 5 minutes, guys. Going for 5 minutes, it's done. 5 minutes, I think, will be sufficient enough for these to have grown fully. In fact, that might not be the case. Because there's no agri-carnations, we'll go with 10 minutes, I think. And this is passive, of course, so what will happen, guys, is it will literally just do its stuff. It will always get picked up by this, and then eventually we'll have a surplus of carrots in our hopper and in the chest and in the dispensers down here. We just need some way of automating this. Now, the issue that I have is there's no way, I don't think there's any way of prioritising what a hopper hock puts it in. Because what we could do, guys, is, if there was a way, you could prioritise putting it into this hopper first, and then it would prioritise putting it all in the system, get the system full. When that is full, it would then put into a separate inventory, which could then have an open crate on it, which could then drop it, and so on and so forth. That's the issue that we're having at the moment. But we have a little bit of a build. Something a little bit different from myself, as you can see. So, anyways, now we've got that little build done, this is annoying me now. Because when it does get a tree, it's not planting under the sapling down. I don't know if it's because I'm not in the chunk or if I'm not in the area or what. I don't know what it is, but for some reason it's not planting this sapling down. And I've noticed that the mycelium is actually spread underneath this chest. I don't know if you've seen that. I don't think that's new. It's probably me just never seen that before. Of course, we're going to keep up to this. There's a little melon that I found whilst I was out and about. We're going to keep up with this because, of course, look at this, guys. Beautiful. And it'll be time for a culling at some point soon, which means we can get out our vile sword, should I say, and start slapping away at some cows and increase our chances, or increase the amount that we're getting in our soul shard, which is currently at 2. We need 64 to get to tier 1, and then it becomes a little bit easier. In fact, we could use that sort of system, but with cows. What the plan is, and what I'm going to try out in a test world just shortly, guys, is doing something similar to this, using food, of course, to make mana. But instead of doing that, I could actually get this. I could get the hopper hock to pick up leather and, of course, beef, and then have the beef go into a furnace powered by an exaflame. Do they still exist in here? Yes, they do. That's good. Powered by one of these exaflames. I could have that. That's interesting, because I'm willing to bet that cooked steak, like this stuff, steak, actually gives you a lot more than what carrots do. I think it runs off... Doesn't it run off like the amount of hunger that it replenishes for you? So if we take a look at this, you've got 2 little bars there, but this is a hell of a lot more. So it's probably worth looking at. Once I've got the ability to spawn these cows, that might be a really good way of making infinite mana, guys. I'm going to test that out. Actually, I really like this. It's got a very small footprint, as you can see, guys. But it gives you quite a lot. Now, this is tier 1, meaning, if I just get my little list up here, I can tell you what tier 1 is. Or I could until I found this out. Where is it? There we go. Tier 1, which is to basically kill 64 of these cows. That is easy enough, guys, let's be honest. That is really easy enough. You have to be nearby, though, and that's the issue with this thing. You have to be near this soul cage to be able to have these spawn. And it does spawn every 20 seconds, I think? Yeah. The Bellathorn, by the way, which is another flower from Botania, will kill the mobs. Then, of course, the Hock will pick them up. It will place the raw beef into here, like this. The floating exaflame, because I could put something there, but I don't want things to be spawning on top of it, so I put the floating exaflame on the top there. And then that cooks up the raw beef quite nicely, actually. Look at that. The amount that's getting cooked up is absolutely crazy. And then underneath here, you can't see it, but underneath here there is a Gomaryllis. An open crate pops them out once they're ready. It pops them out, puts it down there. The Gomaryllis then picks it up. The Gomaryllis is linked actually to a mana spreader which is underneath here. This mana spreader feeds this, it feeds that, and it feeds this as well. And there is surplus mana, as you can see. There is definitely surplus mana there. Interestingly enough, I don't know if there's some way of making this smelt faster, because it really isn't keeping up with the amount of beef that's coming into here. But the interesting thing, what we could do, is use the, I think the hopper, oh, we haven't got hopper ducts in here. No, we haven't. Might have something to, if we can do, like, put them into 3 different furnaces, but then still, we'd need 3 of these. I think this is a good little setup. And this would actually garner us more mana a lot easier than what my previous setup did. Might be worth having a crack at it. Only thing is, we need 64 cows to die. The good thing about this is, when we've got this, we can also, we don't have to put the Bellathorn down. We can go ahead with our Vile Sword and we can kill the cows, and they actually still count as souls, and we'll put them into your soulstone. And then the maximum tier that you can go up to with these soul shards is tier 5, and that's, you need 1,024 kills, so it's not exactly easy, guys. But that will give you 6 mobs per spawn every 2 seconds. The player doesn't have to be nearby. You don't have to be in the same dimension. It doesn't need a particular light level, and it's redstone controllable, and that is the biggest thing. We can turn this entire system off if we don't need it. We could have one hell of a mana generation using this sort of system here with the soul shards. It's not a bad idea, guys, and I think we're going to finish that episode off by doing this sort of setup. It's going to require some work, though. For this build, I am going to need 2 chests, a hopper hock. Now, I'm actually going to make this a floating hopper hock, and I'm not going to be keeping this. I think that this is worse than the one that I'm going to use, and the one that I'm going to use is completely automated. So I'm probably going to dismantle this entire place, and this is where I'm going to be building it. But I'm going to use a floating hopper hock. Now, how we make a floating hopper hock is very, very simple. We're going to grab ourselves a, I think it's a piece of grass, isn't it? Where's my... There they are. I think, if I remember correctly, it's a piece of grass. And that makes a pasture seed. Now we should be able to... Oh no, there's not enough mana in there. And I don't think there's mana in it. Oh. Well, we do have our carrots, which are readily available to us. Okay, we need a pasture seed, and we're very nearly there. Now, I've actually been using my Gomaryllis. I've moved it slightly. We're going to be using this anyway, but I'm going to shove that raw meat at it. And we should have enough to make a pasture seed. Lovely jubbly. That needs to be combined with a flower. Is it a glimmering flower? Floating. I think it can just be any old flower. Oh no, hang on a minute. Glimmering. I think they do have to be glimmering. That's fine. We've got some glowstone dust even, and we've got plenty of flowers. Now, it really doesn't matter which colour we use, so I'm just going to grab that along with that. Yeah, I'm going to grab a piece of dirt. Dirt. Oops. That and that. And there we get a floating light blue flower, but we're going to combine that with that and make a floating hopper hock. 2 hoppers. Very simple. Oh, I lost a hopper. Where's it gone? Where did the hopper go? There it is. Good stuff. I'll put that in there. 2 hoppers. 1 single furnace. An open crate. The Bellthorn. Very important. I need the soul cage, which requires these. The soul cage. A mana spreader. And a mana pool. And last but not least, the Exaflame, which is absolutely crucial in what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to get rid of all of this, guys. I'm going to pile all of this into here. Of course, we need the soul shard with the tier 1 at least in there. And the Gormarilis, which is already in there as well. We should be ready and raring to go. Let me clear my inventory, clear this space, and I'll be back. Okay, surely today is going to be the day where we completely max out on mana. It has to be, guys. It really does have to be. Right, we need to figure out where we're going to place the soul cage. So it'll be an 8x8 range. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'll stop there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'll stop there. That's absolutely fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'll stop there. This will be moved. In fact, the entire of this can be brought down as well. Actually, let me do that. No, let me do that after I've finished. And 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we place the soul cage right here, that will do us quite nicely. Let's get everything in our inventory that we need. Good stuff. Let's give ourselves a little bit of space to work with if we need this sort of stuff. Like that. And yes, so the soul cage can go down right here. We don't need to raise this up, we don't need to lower it, we don't need to do anything with this. We just need to put the soul shard in there, which is pretty awesome. That will do it every 2 minutes. We can always set this up while we're doing it. So let me just get my little picture that I took. Okay. So, what is it going to be? Well, I do believe it's 1, 2, 3 blocks up. So, 1, 2. And then on this block will be our floating hopper hock. We could have put a block on there, just kept it as a normal hopper hock, but I don't see the point. Our Bellthorn does need to go pretty much right next to this. It doesn't have access to mana at the moment, but that will soon change, guys, as we put our mana pool. Really doesn't matter. Here will do quite nicely, I should think. In fact, let's move it a little bit because I don't know where I'm going to put the thing just yet. I'll let these roam around for the minute. I don't want to break this just in case I don't get my soul shard back. That would be annoying. I should have put the soul shard in last, shouldn't I? Never mind. So the 2 chests, they will be going there and there. Oh, I need 2 item frames as well. Completely forgot about that. I'm hoping I have enough wood. Wood has always been the issue for me. Still is always the issue for me. Yeah, we've got enough wood, guys. This is good. Good wood. And we've certainly got enough leather to last a lifetime. There we go. 2 item frames. One's going to hold raw beef, which I just happen to have one in here. And one is going to house leather. Oh, look at that, guys. Don't worry, I'll be getting a new soul shard at some point soon, so I can start collecting these cows and make it unbelievably awesome. So let me put the that on there and that on there, and then raw beef we're going to have on this side, and the leather on this side. That's going to pick up any items that pop up around here, which is good. So if this is going to get raw beef, we need one of the hoppers. Whoops, one of the hoppers on the underside of that going into the furnace, and then a hopper, of course, going out of that. I need to dig into the floor for this one. Not too far though. I think that'll be it. We need to still get underneath, so we'll probably just nick that a little bit as well. A hopper under there for when it's finished, into an open crate. This open crate, that'll be fine. Lovely jubbly. From here, the Gormarilis, which is this thing, will be planted just about there, so it pops down anything there. This actually needs to be a floating exaflame. I've just realised that. Let's just cover all this up. We don't need to see that. It needs to be a floating one, which means we need our shears once again. Where are they? That's the problem. I've got so many inventories just like everywhere, and I cannot find a single thing anymore. There we go. Yeah. Let's nick that. There should be enough for one last piece. We'll need to get the alchemy catalyst underneath as well. Again. There we go. Pasture seed. A piece of dirt and a glimmering one. Dirt's pretty easy. One of that, and we'll grab another one of those blue ones. I don't see any point in doing anything different. That, dirt, pasture seed, floating flower with an exaflame, and there we go. These will of course bind themselves to the... Where did I put it? I haven't put it down yet, have I? We want that right next to there. So where we're going to want this mana pool is... Excuse me, cow. You will be dying soon, don't you worry. Is right there actually, because we're going to put the mana spreader underneath, which is lovely because it's actually pointing straight up. I like that already. Right, let's put that to you, put that to you, put that to you. I don't think we need that. I think it's going to start picking other stuff up if it's too near, but we should be okay. And that pretty much is that, guys. It's not doing anything at the moment because the Belthorn isn't actually being powered. Let's take a look. We just need the Gormarilis to have a little bit of meat. And that will then go over into here. And it should start killing these guys. There we go, look. That should be enough to kickstart this entire operation, guys. The cows might wander in. Lovely, they are doing. Some of them I might have to go and kill, but that's not a big deal. Oh, I love the look of this, guys. This is working absolutely superbly, it has to be said. Already we've got 25 raw beef in there, creating as mana. Lovely. That is our system, guys, and everything is working very, very nicely. This is creating mana. This is on, it'll start spawning stuff, and everything is working. Everything is working just fine. As soon as they spawn, they die. That is crazy. Right, let's try and push him in. Into range. Look at that. Awesome. It doesn't actually drop the mob experience. I wasn't expecting it to. I want to leave that there, don't I? Yes, I do want to leave that there. Got to be really careful about picking this stuff up because, of course, we've got a hopper Hock over there that can definitely pick stuff up. Wonderful. Let's just double check. Nothing's gone in there that it shouldn't have. No, everything is looking absolutely superb, guys. Let's kill this cow, get it out of the way. Lovely. I'll leave those cows roaming around for the moment. But, I mean, look at this, guys. It's such a small footprint. You cannot see anything. It just looks like a little tiny thing like that. And it will create a ton of mana for us. This is expandable, of course, guys. We can have multiple different chests on the top here. It's definitely expandable. We can, as this levels up, this soul cage, we can get obviously a bigger. We can get the tier 5 one. If we can get the tier 5 one, that would be crazy amounts of mana because we could have this set up quite a few times. But look at it all. We've got so much leather and beef now. It's just madness. It's just madness. I think the next thing on the list, guys, would be some form of sugarcane farm, so that I can automate books. You know, getting some sort of books system going. That would be pretty useful as well. I'll just kill this thing. Lovely. I just can't believe how easy this was. Did I put the leather in there? I did by accident. You go in there. Leather goes in there. Looking wonderful. Guys, we've got a mana generation system that is doing a very good job of creating mana for us. Now, the one issue that we do have at this moment, and I might actually swap this out for one, is the fact that if we start getting mana over into that position over there, we would lose the mana out of here. So I'm thinking of some way actually of keeping a little bit of mana in like a closed system, but I'm not entirely sure how that would work. I'll have to play around with that and fiddle it out. But guys, that is our mana system. It's looking brilliant. If we can expand on this and get loads more mana, then we're looking at the orchid. And the orchid is such a powerful tool to have. We would like some sort of smooth stone generation system before we can get into this. Rune of Pride and Greed is like the third tier into the runes. Pixie Dust is got from the Elven Trade. But we will be trying to get towards here so that we don't have to keep going mining all the time. That is the one issue that I have. I keep running out of gold, iron, and I keep having to go into the mining around a little bit more. We could, of course, get the Terra Steel pickaxe, the Terra Shatterer right there, but to do that we need Terra Steel. And, of course, you need a lot of mana for that. So that's one thing that we're looking at. Okay, it turns out that no, I actually do have an issue. I've broken the soul cage because I'm just getting too much here. And what I believe is happening is the Bellthorn, there's too many cows, and the Bellthorn is actually taking a lot of mana to be able to kill these cows. And the Exaflame is, of course, taking a lot of mana to be able to power this entire furnace. That's the interesting issue, shall we say, that we've got at the moment. As you can see, I'm getting literally no mana in this mana pool, and I do believe it is the Bellthorn and the Exaflame that is taking all of this power. So there's something to keep in mind. Now, if this is the case, then we need to have a lot more stake hitting this Gormarilis quicker, which means we need sort of 2 sets of this, or 2 sorts of these sort of furnace setups. That's a bit annoying, guys. Just a tiny bit annoying. Yeah, as you can see, the Bellthorn is nicking all the mana at the minute. I tried making it so that I had like a diluted mana pool next to this thing and underneath, but and have it powered from underneath, so I could have like a closed circuit. But it was just sucking up so much mana that the entire system was just coming to a halt because I couldn't actually power the furnace. And that's the issue that we're facing at the moment. If you've got any ideas, please do let me know. But at the moment, this just isn't working. I mean, I can get coal, and I can fire this up with coal, and I can get mana doing it this way, which is not the end of the world, but it's still manual, and I don't want it to be manual, guys. I really do not want it to be any form of manual. See, the Exaflame has no mana whatsoever in there at the moment, and the Bellthorn is taking all of the mana from these cut stakes that are going in. So that's the issue that we're facing, guys. The Bellthorn is just taking up way too much mana because these are going way too fast. The redstone control, sorry, not the redstone control, the mobs are coming out of here way too fast. Now, the only other option is, of course, to level this right up to a tier 5 and give it the redstone option, so that I can just flip it on and flip it off, so that the Bellthorn isn't taking so much mana. But even then, we could get it on a timer system, I suppose. But I just don't want it to. I don't want this to be manual. That's the problem. So we're still at the issue. We've been at this all episode. We've built an entire thing there. We've ripped it down. We've built another entire thing there, and unfortunately, it's just not working. It's not as fantastic as what I thought it was going to be. Now, what I can do, guys, is a sugarcane farm. I'm not going to do one right now. I think we'll leave that for next episode. But we really do need to get that sugarcane sorted. That's another thing that we could do, actually, is a sugarcane farm with something like, I don't know, maybe a crafty crate. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Let's have a quick look. How do we make these crafty crates? Dreamwood. We can't get dreamwood at the moment because of this. God damn it. God damn it. Right, well, I think it's time for me to go back to the drawing board. We've made a couple of good systems. They've just not worked as expected. Especially this one. I think this one's a really good system, but that Bellthorn is the issue there. It's just taking up way too much mana at the moment. So I'll have to go into the test world, have a float around with it, and see what we're doing there. But I think for the moment, guys, that is going to be it for the end of the episode. This is going to go out, of course, 8 o'clock at night. It should be halfway through the World Cup, so I do apologise if you guys have been watching that. You can catch it on VOD, of course. You can just go and have a look at this video at your leisure, or, of course, you can wait until it comes out on YouTube, which is just less than a week later, 6 days, I do believe. That does come out. I'm so disappointed. I thought this was it. I thought we had it, guys. Anyways, thank you very much for coming, guys. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please go ahead and leave a like if you're on YouTube. And if you're on Twitch, thank you very much for coming along. It has been an absolute pleasure. Till next time, I've been the Softman as always. Stay safe.